with the clubs and schools that offer children training.
Quirot was also to benefit from this system, and she set out from the beginning to show its virtues to a wider audience. Quirot was born in the province of Santiago de Cuba in 1963. She began training seriously at the age of 12, and after attending the professional athletics school, quickly made the national squad. After early aspirations as a sprinter, Quirot competed successfully in both the 400 and 800 meters, and won World Cup titles in both events as late as 1989. Despite her impressive world ranking, Quirot was deprived of Olympic competition by the Cuban boycott of the Games in 1984 and 1988. But her appearances on the podium at events like the Pan American Games were commonplace, where her staying power and raw speed proved an unbeatable combination.
There's something hereditary in my family that makes us run fast. I think I've inherited it from my mother, and I still retain some of the early speed I used to have. They say you have to be born with speed, but you can acquire endurance over time through training.
However comfortable she may be now with her life as a runner, she had only modest aspirations on the track as a youngster. Success in her first international event soon changed that.
I never dreamed that one day I'd be a great name in the sport. I thought I could do well, but I didn't realize I'd be so distinguished in athletics until, shortly after I started, I took part in a meeting in Hungary for socialist countries. There I won a bronze medal behind 2 East German athletes.
Unable to participate in the Seoul Olympics, Quirot suffered 2 further setbacks in the run-up to the Barcelona Games. First, her longtime coach, Blas Beato, died a month before they were due to start. Then she suffered a thigh injury that nearly forced her to withdraw altogether. Fortunately, she ran well enough to secure the bronze behind Lilia Nuretdinova of the unified team and gold medalist Ellen van Langen of the Netherlands. Quirot's Olympic recognition at last came as a welcome boost to the morale of the Cuban team on their return to their crumbling training venues. For them and the people they represent, the hardships of the US trade embargo are a daily reality.
We have a great many difficulties. I would run out of fingers if I tried to list all the serious economic problems we have to work under. But we are still surviving, and I believe that one day this embargo will be removed, because they are fighting a losing battle. Most countries, whenever there's a vote, are on the side of Cuba.
It was in January 1993 that Quirot began fighting her own battle. With detergent hard to come by, she was washing her clothes in a mixture of alcohol and water when she spilt some of the alcohol onto a kerosene stove she believed to be off. The resulting flame set her sweater alight, and she sustained second-degree burns to 38% of her body. Faced with a daily fight for her own survival, Quirot lost the unborn baby she was carrying by Cuban high jumper, Javier Sotomayor. The one thing she never lost was her determination to one day run again.
I always had the thought in my mind that I would return to running one day. That's the only thing I wanted, to get out of hospital and carry on with my sport. That's what I hope for most. Thanks to Cuban medicine, I'm able to carry on.
Willed back to health by a whole nation and visited in hospital by leader Fidel Castro, Quirot's primary source of support was still her family.
My family was the greatest help of my convalescence after the accident. My sister, my mum, my brother, my cousin, my family as a whole. I could actually say that the Cuban public are also part of my family, as are all my friends.
A month after the accident, Quirot was already exercising gently. After 2 months, she was using an exercise bike and rowing machine. By the middle of May 1993, she was back on the track and in November ran her first race at the Central American and Caribbean Games in Puerto Rico. Still unable to move properly because of the scarring on her arms and neck, she finished second in the 800 meters. Her time might well have been outside her best, but her coach was in no doubt as to the significance of her participation.
That first race, for us, and for me too as a coach, really signified the first major hurdle she needed to clear to be able to carry on with her training and achieve greater things. It was an important race, one that had more significance than any other she may run or anything else she may achieve after her accident.
A constant presence at her side, Civil knows better than anyone the impact Quirot's recovery has had on those around her.
For me as a coach, for the other Cuban athletes, for the Cuban public, for the Cuban government indeed, she's become a figure of sporting glory. She's an athlete worthy of being admired for the great effort she made to recover and to return to top-flight athletics.
But Quirot was not just content to rejoin the world's best runners at 800 meters. She wanted to beat them. At the 1995 World Championships in Gothenburg, she got her chance, storming to the front in the closing stages to claim the gold and the fastest time of the year. Back in Havana, Quirot was welcomed as the hero she was. Paraded through the streets by the authorities, she was inevitably received by Fidel Castro, the man she was named after, and with whom she feels a close bond. In 1996, Quirot's priority was the Atlanta Olympics, and once again she was determined not to let her people down. Although she claimed afterwards not to have run well tactically, she finished strongly to take the silver medal behind Svetlana Mastakova. Another brave run, another appearance on the podium, but her chance of Olympic gold finally gone.
Atlanta was a bit of a disappointment for me, but I don't feel disillusioned because I improved my position compared to 1992, when I won the bronze medal. For the Cuban people, it wasn't the gold medal, but as our president said, it was the diamond medal, the bright, shining medal.
Now contemplating retirement, but determined to pass on her experience to young athletes, Quirot remains optimistic about her future. I may have scars on my body, she said, but the important thing is I have no scars in my mind.
The accident cannot change my life one bit, and it never will. I'm going to carry on being the same Ana Fidélia as before, having fun with my friends, laughing with children and old people, with foreigners who recognize me, and people who ask for my autograph. For all my fans, I have to carry on being myself, because if I were to change, I wouldn't be the same Ana Fidélia.